Everybody come to their comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Go ahead and do a little side to side. Maybe a little front to back. And then bring your shoulders up to your ears. And then let them melt down and away from you. Inhale, squeeze them up again. And exhale them down and away. One more, squeeze them up. And let them come down. Reach your arms out to the side. Inhale, bring them up overhead. Exhale, press the air away from you. Inhale, scoop and lift. Exhale, down. Inhale, scoop and lift. On your exhale, we're going to twist to the left. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, let your fingers rain down in front of you. Go ahead and lean back. Switch which leg is in front, which we hardly ever do. And now crawl your arms forward, coming into a forward fold. Let your chin come to your chest. Let your head come down. And breathe here. We're going to walk over to the left, letting your chin reach towards your left knee. If available, bring your left forearm down to the mat and then peel your right arm up and open, twisting towards the ceiling. Breathing here. Maybe gaze down at the floor a little bit behind you. And then roll forward. Slowly walking around to the other side, bringing your chin towards your right knee. Maybe your right arm comes down on the ground, and then sweep your left arm up and open. And then gaze back over your shoulder. And then roll back forward. Make your way into your tabletop position, getting your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Check in between your legs that your legs are straight back. Spread your fingers, pointer finger pointing forward. Drop your belly, open your heart forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, open your heart forward. Exhale, round. Inhale, forward. Exhale, round. Reach your right leg back behind you. Turn your left fingertips towards your left thigh and gently rock back and forth. And then turn your fingers around, bring your knee back underneath you, extend your left leg behind you, turn your right fingertips towards you, and rock back and forth. And then come back to tabletop. Turn your palms down to the floor, fingertips facing each other. And on your bend your elbows out to the side and then press back up, stretching your forearms. Bow your chest down and then press back up. One more time. And press back up. Bring your hands back to the mat and make small circles in one direction, moving your hips, your wrists, your knees, and then switch direction the other way. come back to neutral. Take a breath here. Reach your left arm, right leg out, away from you. Find your balance. Gaze straight down, left arm, right leg. And then tap your fingers and toes down to the mat. Float them back up. Tap them down. Float them back up. One more time. Tap and lift. Once you're here, find your balance. And on your exhale, draw your knee and elbow to meet. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, round your back as your knee and elbow meet. Reach back forward. One more time. And extend. Bring your left hand down. Keep your right leg where it is. Flex your right toes so your knee and your toes are pointing down to the mat. And then bend your knee, bringing your heel towards your bum. And then re-extend. Bend and re-extend. Bend, re-extend. We're going to take our right foot and place it on the outer edge of our right hand. You're in this sort of like wide leg tabletop weird position. And then go ahead and rock back and forth, seeing if you can find a little space. Maybe you come up onto your fingertips or your fists, giving a little bit more opening here. Nice. And now draw that right leg back around behind you, coming back into your tabletop. Bring your big toes together, open your knees to the edge of your mat, and sit your hips back into a child's pose. Let your forehead come all the way down. Make this an active child's pose. Press your hands into the mat and see if you can get your hips a little bit closer to your heels. And breathe. One more breath, and then lift yourself back up into your tabletop pose. Reach your left leg back, right arm forward, floating them up. Tap them down, lift them up. Tap them down, lift it up. Tap it down, lift it up. Find your balance. And on your exhale, bring your knee and elbow. And then re-extend. Knee to elbow, re-extend. Knee to elbow, re-extend. Hold here. Bring your right hand down, flex your left foot. Bend your left knee, bend it back out. Bend your left knee, extend it back out. Bend your left knee and extend. Take your left foot, step it to the outer edge of your left hand, and then sink your hips back and forth. Rocking a little bit. Good. And now swing your left leg around back into tabletop. Curl your toes under and lift yourself up into your downward facing dog. Pedaling your down dog out. Right leg, left leg. Reaching your hips up and back. Bring your ears between your arms. Feel a big stretch through your spine, through the backs of your legs. And now roll forward one vertebra at a time, coming into your high plank. Setting up with your shoulders over your wrists. Maybe you need to walk your feet back a little bit. Spread your toes and now lift back up into your down dog. Breathe here. Roll back forward one vertebra at a time. Coming into your high plank. Breathe here. Lift back up to down dog one more time. And pause. Float your right leg up behind you. Point your toe, flex your toe, point your toe, flex, lower the leg back down. Lift your left leg up. point, flex, point, flex. Lower the left leg down. Reach the right leg back up behind you. Bend the right knee, draw it all the way forward to your chest and slide the right foot up between your hands. Lower your left knee down, untuck your toes, reach your arms out and up. Breathe in, exhale, open, just like we did seated. Breathe in, exhale, open. Breathe in, exhale, open. Pause here in your twist, find your balance, drive your energy down through your front foot, and then cartwheel your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. And breathe. Float your left leg up behind you, draw your left knee into your chest, slide your left foot up between your hands, lower your right knee down. Reach your arms out and up. Breathe in, exhale, twist to the left. Breathe into center, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist to the left. Hold here. Drive the energy down through your front foot. And then cartwheel your right hand down, left hand down. Step back to downward facing dog. Big inhale. Long, slow, deep exhale. Put your right leg up behind you. Step your right foot all the way forward, coming into your low lunge. Rock back and forth a little bit this time before you lower your left knee down. And now drop your left knee back behind your hip so there's an angle from your left knee to your left hip. Untuck your toes. Reach your arms out and up. Let your hips sink forward as you come into this crescent lunge. Breathe here, squaring your hips to the front of your mat. And on your exhale, you're going to shift your hips back, bringing your fingers to the ground and flexing your right foot. Breathe here, lengthening your spine, feeling a big stretch through the back of your leg. Now we're going to slowly move back into that forward crescent lunge. And then exhale back into that half split. A lot of core work. Go nice and slow, staying in those railroad tracks. Finding your balance as you move back and forth. One more time. And we'll end in that half split. So with your fingertips on the ground, or maybe even your hands, you're gonna open your heart forward and then exhale, round like a cat-cow. So inhale like cow, opening your heart forward. Exhale like cat. Thinking about driving your right heel into the mat and then pulling your left hip back so your hips are in line, your hips are square. One more. And then walk yourself forward. Both hands on the mat. Return your leg, coming back into tabletop. Curl your toes back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Rock a little bit back and forth in your low lunge. When you lower your right knee down, lower it down back behind your hip so that you've got this nice angle. You're coming into your crescent lunge. Reach your arms out and up. Breathe here. And now exhale back into your half split, dragging your left knee down. Reach your arms out and forward. And exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more inhale forward. And then we'll settle back here. Bringing your fingertips or your knuckles to the mat, square your hips, drive your left heel down, open your heart, and then exhale round. Open your heart, exhale round. Inhale, open, exhale round. Pause here, feel the stretch, and then roll forward, plant your hands, and step back into your downward facing dog. Pedal it out, or find a stationary down dog. Breathe here. We're going to raise our right leg behind us. We're going to step our right foot to the outside of our right hand. Then we're going to hop our left foot to the outside of our left hand. We're going to sit our hips down in our squat, bring our hands to heart center. Press all the way up to stand, reaching our arms up. Take a big inhale and then exhale, reverse back down. Plant your hands, reach your left leg back, reach your right leg back, lift up to down dog. And breathe. Float the left leg up behind you. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Come into your squat, hands at heart center. Press all the way up to stand. Reach those arms out and up. Breathe in, exhale, hands back down. Come all the way into your seated position. Plant your hands. Step your right leg back. Step your left leg back. Lift your hips downward facing dog. And breathe. One more breath. Gaze forward at your hands and slowly walk your feet up to meet your fingertips. Hip distance apart, soft knees. Let your back get heavy. Reach for opposite elbows. And then gently sway side to side. Release the grip, press down, and roll up nice and slow. One vertebra at a time. Coming all the way up to stand. Roll your shoulders back. 1, 2, 3 times, and then roll them forward. 1, 2, 3. Find a nice sturdy stance. Reach your arms out to the side, up overhead. Interlace your fingers, release your pointer finger. We're going to bend over to the left. So use your left hand to pull your right arm a little bit, and now lift your chin so that your arms are on either side of your ears. Nice. Bump that hip a little bit further to the right, and then come back up. Release your arms down. Take a breath. Reach your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers, other thumb on top. Pointer fingers release to the ceiling. Notice if you arched your back, draw your belly button in, lengthen your tailbone, reach your fingers up and bend over to the right. Use your right arm to pull your left arm just a little bit, getting a deeper stretch. Another breath here. Bump your hip out to the left and then come all the way up. Release your arms down. Shift your weight into your right leg. Start to peel your left heel up. Let's make our way into our tree pose. So whether you want your tree on your ankle or your calf or above your thigh or near your chair or the wall, you pick. They're all good. Once you're in your tree pose, bring your hands to heart center. Now think about where your torso is in relationship to your lower body. See if you can bring that alignment back in, bringing your spine in line. Your knee is always a little softly bent. You don't want to, just like in ballet, you don't want to lock it out. You're lifting your thigh up away from the kneecap. And now reach those arms up to the ceiling. Locking out a limb in pretty much anything I can think of is not really a good idea. Arms up here. Close one eye, or maybe both eyes, or neither. Keep them open. All right, let's bring both feet back down to the ground. Sit back into chair pose before we do the other side. Let's give ourselves a little, I don't know if it's better, it's just different, 2 feet on the ground. Bring your hands to heart center. And now we're gonna twist to the left. So bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee and gaze up over your left shoulder. One more breath here. Come back to center and stand all the way up. Float those arms down. Make your left leg your strong standing leg. Peel your right heel up. Find your tree, whether it's on your ankle or your calf or above your knee. Driving down through your standing leg. Bring your hands to heart center. The biggest challenge I've found today for me is keeping my throat hydrated. Let your shoulders relax. Drive your energy down that left leg, and then check in that the weight is even in that left foot. Reach your arms up. Experiment with closing an eye if that worked for you. If you're like, not doing it, not worth it, keeping my balance. It's all good. You guys have gotten so good at balancing here in your tree poses. It's awesome. All right, we're slowly gonna come down, put both feet back on the ground. So one of the reasons why we do that each week is to kind of give yourself this like marker of how you're doing, how you're feeling. Feet hip distance apart, reach those arms back into chair pose. Now you should be able to see your big toes. Sit your hips back. Bring your hands to heart center and twist to the right. Bringing your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And breathe here. One more breath. And then slowly unwind, reach your arms all the way up. Float them down by your side. We're gonna make our way to the top of our mats. We're gonna get ready. We'll build a flow. We'll do some standing poses. We'll have some fun. All right. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Hold here. Feel your heels reach away from you, the crown of your head. Now lower both knees as one. Hug your elbows into your waistline as you lower your chest and chin. Untuck your toes, lift your heart, baby cobra. Now from here, draw your belly button to your spine so that you're lifting up with your torso and your arms as you come into your tabletop. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee into your chest. Float your right leg back up again. Draw your right knee into your chest. One more time, float it up. And now step your right foot all the way forward. Bringing it between your hands, you're in your low lunge. Drop your left heel down. Check the alignment of your feet. So you want your right heel almost centered on the middle of your left foot. Reach your arms out and up, coming into warrior one. Check that your knee is pointing forward, tracking over your second toe, arms are up. And now we're gonna exhale, we're gonna hinge forward, coming into a power lunge, sweeping our arms behind us. And then reach our arms back up to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge forward. One more time, reach up. Hold here. Open into warrior two, facing the windows. Bending your right knee. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Straighten your right leg into peaceful triangle. Reach your arms out into a T, reaching towards me, coming all the way down into triangle. Left arm up, right arm down. Pressing the back of your right palm somewhere against your right leg. One more breath here. And then lift on up, arms in T. Bend your right knee. Cartwheel your hands down. Plant your left hand, twist to the right. Gaze up at those right fingertips if that's available. And then bring the right hand down. Step back to plank. Lower your knees. Lower your chest and chin. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. Draw your belly button to your spine as you lift yourself back up into tabletop. Curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe here in your down dog. One more breath. Put your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. Put your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. One more, left leg up. Draw the knee in. Step the left foot all the way forward, coming into your low lunge. Take a breath here, and then drop your right heel down. Check that your left foot is aligned with the center of your right foot. Reach your arms out and up, coming into warrior one. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale up. Last one, forward and up. Open into warrior two, facing the hallway. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Stay here, straighten your front leg. Inhale, breathing in energy up from the earth. Bring your arms to T and then reach towards me, bringing your left hand down to your left thigh, reaching your right arm up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Lift yourself back up, arms in T. Bend your left knee. Cartwheel yourself down, low lunge. Plant your right hand, twist to the left. Take a breath. Bring your right arm down, step back to plank. Lower your knees, hug your elbows in. Lower your chest and chin. Untuck your toes, baby cobra. Lift your belly button to your spine. Press yourself up. Nice. Coming into downward facing dog. So I'm hoping that that lifting of the belly button is giving you that little bit of extra strength from your torso to lift on up. One more breath here. Reach your right leg up behind you. Bring your right knee to your right tricep. Reach your right leg up behind you. Right knee to right tricep. One more time. And this time, bring the foot all the way forward in between your legs. We're in our low lunge again. Drop your left heel down. Check in with the alignment of your legs. Reach your arms out and up, warrior one. Breathe here. Open into warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Let your fingertips touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Lift on up. Exhale, melt back down. Lift on up. Exhale, melt. Gaze over your right fingertips. Feel your arms reach away from each other. Turn your right palm up. Exhale back, peaceful warrior. We're going to come all the way through to side angle. Reach your left arm to the ceiling. Let your right forearm rest on your right thigh. Bring your right hip under your left hip. One more breath here. Come back to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Turn your toes to face the street. Bring your hands to your waist. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, hinge forward. When you get halfway down, bring your hands to the floor. Nice flat back. And then exhale, make this into a deep, wide leg forward fold. Bringing your hands down all the way to the floor, maybe to your ankles or your calves, maybe even walking them back between your legs. Let your head relax. Take this as a modified inversion. We're turning ourselves upside down, even though maybe our legs aren't elevated up to the ceiling. It's still the same reversal of the flow of things inside your body. Take one more breath here. Walk your hands back out. Come back to your flat back. Breathe here. Walk yourself over to your right leg, coming into a low lunge facing the front of your mat. Plant your left hand, twist to the right. You can stay here or come into a side plank, stacking your right foot on top of your left. Reaching your right arm up higher. And then bring your arm down, coming into high plank. Lower your knees, hug your elbows in, lower chest and chin. Untuck your toes, lift on up, baby cobra. Draw your belly button in, press up, tabletop to downward facing dog. And breathe. Breathing in your down dog, reaching your hips up and back. Nice adjustments, everyone. Float your left leg up behind you. Bring your left knee towards your left tricep. Float your left leg up behind you. Left knee to left tricep. One more time, float your leg up. And this time, bring your left foot in between your hands into your low lunge. Drop your right heel down, check your alignment, reach your arms out and up. Breathe here. Open into warrior two, facing the hallway. Lengthen your front leg, let your fingertips touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Lengthen and lift. Exhale, melt back down. Lengthen and lift. Exhale, melt. Breathe here. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come all the way through to side angle, placing your left forearm on your left thigh. Reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Bring your left hip under your right hip. Breathe here. Straighten your legs, come back to standing facing the hallway. Turn your toes in. Bring your hands behind your back. Interlace your knuckles together. Reach your knuckles to the floor, your heart to the ceiling, and then exhale, dive forward. As your head gets closer to the floor, your knuckles may come farther away from your back. See if you can bring your chin towards your chest so that the crown of your head is reaching down to the floor. Nice, everyone. One more breath here. Release the grip without slingshotting your arms, and then bring your fingertips to the ground. Walk them out so you can lengthen your spine. Nice flat backs. Walk your hands over towards your left foot, turning your toes to the front of your mat, coming into your low lunge. Plant your right hand, twist up to the left. Stay here or come into side plank. But if I'm in side plank, I can't see what you all are doing. All right, so you're either in the lunge. If you don't want to do full side plank, bring your top leg over and your bottom leg extended into a supported version. So move your foot more. Yep. Beautiful. And then come back into a plank. Lower your knees, chest, chin, coming into chaturanga. Baby cobra, upward facing dog. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Go ahead and come into a child's pose for a moment so you can look at me. All right. So we have twist. We have supported side lunge, side plank. We have full side plank. We have another supported side plank. We have a shuffled foot supported side plank. We have a two-leg down side plank. Lots of options. So those are available to you when we do our last and final round. So maybe there's somewhere between the lunge twist and the full side plank that you want to experiment with. So from your child's pose, come back into your downward facing dog. Float your right leg up behind you. Draw your knee forward into plank. Let your leg hang under you and then tick-tock like a pendulum, your leg right to left. Just once or twice, and then step your right foot forward. That's a new one. I know it's gonna take a little while to catch on. Turn your heel down, reach your arms up, coming into warrior one. Hold your arms up, square your hips to the front of your mat, straighten your leg, and then rebend your leg, holding your torso where it is. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, straighten your leg. Bend your knee. One more. And bend. Open into warrior two. Check in with your knee, make sure it's tracking over your second toe. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Float through to side angle. And now back to peaceful. Back to side angle. One more time, peaceful. And side angle. So in our side angle, bring your hand behind you, coming into the half bind. So the one thing I want you all to think about when you're in your side angle is that you want to keep your torso here. So if you can do the half bind, great. If you can do the full bind, great. But once you start to do this, you need to back up because the point of this is to stay here. So if you're gonna bind, you wanna be able to keep yourself open. Wherever you are, slowly unwind back to warrior two. Straighten that front leg because I know it's burning a little bit. Reach towards me, coming into triangle, left arm up. Reach your left arm towards me. And now let's test. Bring your right arm up. Bring it back down to the floor. Right arm up and down. Right arm up, hold it here. And then stand all the way up. Turn both toes towards the street. Bring your heels in, come into your goddess pose. Woo. All right, take a little bounce here, a little sway side to side if that feels good. Nice. And now reach up. Exhale, warrior two to the front of your mat. Cartwheel your hands down. Left hand down, right arm reaches up. Stay here or experiment with a version of side plank. So maybe your right leg is supporting you straight from your hip. Maybe your legs are shuffled. Nice options, everyone. And then come into full plank. Lower your knees, lower your chest and chin. Come into your back bend. And then into your downward facing dog. Breathing your down dog. Nice. All right, last side. Float your left leg up behind you. Bring your leg underneath you into plank, and then let it swing right to left. Just a couple times. And then step it up between your hands. You're in your low lunge. Drop your right heel down, pressing into your outer edge of your right foot. Checking your alignment, reach your arms up, warrior one. Straighten your front leg, melt that front leg again. Straighten it up and rebend. Straighten it and bend. Pause here. Open into your warrior two. Bend your left arm. Oops, wait, start back, sorry. Peaceful warrior. Then side angle. Then peaceful. I guess it doesn't really matter which way you go first. Side angle and peaceful. And now let's park ourselves in this side angle and experiment with where we can go in this pose. So maybe it's a half bind. Maybe it's dropping your hip a little bit more. Maybe it's reaching down to the floor, but keeping your right arm up in the sky. Or maybe you're exploring that full bind. Nice. Whatever you're doing, slowly unwind. Straighten your legs, arms to the side. Turn your left palm up. Nope, turn your left palm down, coming into triangle. And then reach your right arm by your right ear. And now take your left arm, lift it up, drop it down. Load it up, drop it down. Float it up, keep coming all the way up. Turn your toes to the hallway. Bring your heels in, come into your goddess pose. Pressing into the outer edges of your feet. Make sure your knees are tracking, arms are open. Sit a little bit deeper. This is a much easier pose to close your eyes or soften your gaze than tree, so give it a shot. And then press standing all the way up. Exit into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Plant your right hand, twist to the left. And then make your way into side plank, supported side plank. Lots of options. Maybe both knees are down. And then bring your hands to the mat, coming into plank, last vinyasa, knees, chest, chin. Baby cobra into downward facing dog. Breathing your down dog. We're gonna move into pigeon, so float your right leg up behind you, bend your knee, open your hip. And now swing your right knee around to your right wrist. Right ankle towards your left wrist, reach your left leg back behind you. Check that the leg is straight behind you, and then slowly come down either onto your forearms or stacking your hands. Great. Let your jaw relax. Let your heartbeat start to slow down. Start to come back up, straightening your arms. Explore what it's like to keep your arms out straight in front of you and take a tiny little back bend here. And then go ahead and walk your arms underneath you, curl your toes, come back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your down dog out, right, left, left, right. Float your left leg up behind you, bend your knee, open your hip. And now bring your left knee to your left wrist, left ankle towards your right wrist, walk your right leg back behind you. Check that it's straight back there. Breathe in. And then come down onto your forearms, all the way down. Breathing here. Your hips get heavy. Feel that space being created. Let go of the tension in your jaw. And then start to lift yourself up, straightening your arms, staying in this little back bend for a moment to see how it feels. Exploring the mobility that you may have created, you may have opened up. And then bring your hands closer to underneath your shoulder and step back into your downward facing dog. Pedaling it out. And then lower your knees into tabletop, keeping your toes curled, sit back on your heels. Breathe here. Come forward back into tabletop, cross your ankles and roll forward into a seated position. Extend your legs out in front of you. With your knees slightly bent, so you have space underneath them, dig your heels into the ground, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hinge forward. And then reach your arms even further, coming into a forward fold. Once you're folded over your legs, you can start to explore straightening them out. Or maybe not at all. See if your hands can make contact, whether it's with your shins or your ankles or your feet. Let your shoulders relax. Start to feel a big stretch through your lower back. Slowly roll back up to seated. Slide your right foot along the floor. Lift your right foot up over your left leg. Hook your left arm and then sweep your right arm back behind you. Gaze over your right shoulder. One more breath. Maybe you can pick your right arm up and bring it around to your left hip. Deepening your twist. And now slowly release, coming all the way over to the left. And go ahead and counter twist. And come back up. Extend the right leg out in front. Shake both legs out. Draw the left knee in, sit up nice and tall. Lift the left leg up over the right. Hook the right elbow around the leg and then swim your left arm back behind you. Lift up nice and tall, exhale, twist. Gaze over the left shoulder. Maybe you can bring your left hand around to your right hip, your right waist. Making yourself sit up nice and tall. Slowly release. Come all the way over to the right for a counter twist. Come back to center, uncross your legs. Slide your feet onto the mat. Sit up tall, reach your arms forward. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, start to roll down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slide your feet so that they're underneath your knees and your heels are lined up with your hips. You should be able to tickle the tips of your heels with your fingers. Place your palms down. Take an inhale, and then on your exhale, start to peel your hips up, your middle back, your upper back, coming into a bridge. Lifting your hips up to the ceiling. Imagine that you're squeezing a block in between your thighs. Your heels are pulling towards your bum. Interlace your fingers if that's available. Shimmy your shoulders closer together, pressing the floor down. Breathe here. One more breath. Release your fingers and roll down one vertebra at a time. Walk your feet to the edge of your yoga mat. Let your knees touch each other. Place one hand on top of the other on your heart or your chest. Now let's take one more bridge. So bring your feet back to where they were, in line with your hips, knees to the ceiling. Check that you can still tickle your heels. Place your hands down and start to slowly peel your hips, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, coming back into a bridge. Interlace your fingers, maybe the other thumb goes on top. Shimmy your shoulders together, lift up, and breathe. One more breath, and then release your grip and slowly come all the way back down. Walk your feet to either edge of your yoga mat. Bring your arms out into a T, and then windshield wiper your legs left to right. When your legs are down to the right, go ahead and park them there. If you want to deepen this twist, take your right foot and place it on top of your left thigh, and then gaze over at your left fingertips. Spread your fingers away from each other, curl them in like a fan. Spread them away, curl them in. Release the right foot, bring the knees over to the left. You took the deeper version, take it on this side, bringing your left foot onto your right thigh. Gaze over your right shoulder. And this time, flick your fingers like you're flicking water off of them. And now release that thigh, bring your knees back up to center. Draw your knees into your armpits. Take some big knee stirs. And now in the other direction. Go ahead and take a happy baby if that feels right for you, or any other pose that we didn't get to. then when you're ready, make your way into your Shavasana. Once you're in your final resting pose, extend your arms, extend your legs. I'll come around with a little lavender oil for a Shavasana adjustment. Close your eyes, ignore the sirens. Move into stillness. Breathe in deeply. And exhale out. One more time, breathe in. And exhale out. Big inhale, and then exhale out. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Reach your arms overhead, take a big stretch like you're just waking up. And then roll onto one side. Take a few breaths there, readjust. And then when you're ready, come up to seated. No rush. Place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Feel the life and energy moving around inside of you, your breath, your heartbeat. Drop your chin and acknowledge that. Thank yourself for taking the time to come to class tonight. I thank you all for allowing me to lead you through your practice. Namaste.